Well, hey everybody, welcome back to From the Ashes Shorts. And it's pretty exciting because we're on episode 9 of our tier list of Ben 10 aliens, and it's been a really great journey with you guys. You know what I mean? Um we've had some really messed up moments on placements and stuff like that, but I feel like we're starting to come together a little bit, and I've been enjoying this so much. And I was talking to Grim and Arson right before this, and Grim stated, and I think it's true, that our last episode we did was probably my favorite so far. So without any further ado, let's jump into this. We'll start this podcast off and say hi to the guys. Hi guys.
Yo.
Hey, dude.
You guys are so lame. Yo, hey, dude. Anyways,
NPC dialogue.
Yeah, they have been replaced with NPCs. So Raven is now here.
Wow. You're falling into the AI trend. Could have at least used the president's voices.
Exactly.
That's what's been hot these past few months.
That's true. It has.
Actually, since like what 2023? I don't know. I don't know when the whole AI voice craze started.
It's crazy. It's been at least the last year.
Yeah.
But anyways, we're not here to talk about AI. We're here to talk about aliens. And those aliens are plentiful. And to discuss where our journey has gone so far, we have Grim going to go through the whole tier list. Now, mind you, there's a lot. So, as you are looking at the screen, if you are watching this on YouTube, you should see it popping up right about now. And go ahead, Grim.
All right. In S tier, we have Diamond Head, Cannonbolt, Wrath, Swampfire, Ultimate Echo, Accelerate, Upgrade, Heat Blast, Big Chill, Feedback, Humongousaur, Ultimate Swampfire, and the armor version of NRG. In A tier, we have Forearms, Armadillo, Ultimate Humongousaur, the Radiation Man version of NRG, Ripjaws, both versions of Upchuck, Goop,
Ukchuk.
and Ukchuck, yeah, and Gray Matter. In B tier, we have Brainstorm, Gravitack, Ultimate Cannonbolt, Shock Squatch, Wild Mutt, Spider Monkey, Ball Weevil, Blocks, Wildvine, Gut Rot, Chromastone, and Amphibian. C tier, we have Lodestar, Echo, Jet Ray, Astrodactyl, Arctiguana, Molestache, Jury Rig, Stinkfly, Buzzshock, Kickenhawk, Nanomech, Ultimate Spider Monkey, Water Hazard, Pesky Dusk, Bullfrag, and Ultimate Big Chill. And in D tier, we have Crash Hopper, The Worst, Walkatrout, Spitter, Topic, Overkill, and Ultimate Wild Mutt.
The most underrated.
Overkill.
The most underrated ultimate on this list, I tell you.
It's okay to be wrong, Phoenix. I respect that.
You're wrong a lot, so I get that.
But, not on this, though.
Yeah, I know. I'm just messing with you. You know I am.
Yeah.
So, guys, with that, we've got 7 more aliens to go through today, and then we'll have 7 more aliens to go through next week, and then we're going to end it with the final 5 reboot aliens, and then 1 alien that we just figured we'd throw in with them to make it actually a good podcast. And that'll be it for our lists after this. It's going to be quite interesting to see what we do next. But until then, let's start this off with iGuy. Anybody want to kick it off?
I see that we have a very interesting alien.
I see what you did there.
Before the puns came along for Omniverse, iGuy was an original alien that came out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm.
He showed up during the -10 episode, which was a very interesting concept. I know it was basically a rip on the Sinister Six, which I mean, Very clever guys, you know. But since, gotta get like just get 10 of Ben's most notorious enemies, some of them more or less,
Mhm.
and let's jump this kid together and kill him and rip his watch off his corpse or something. I don't know. But yeah, they formed the -10 and they proved to be a bit too much, so they kind of retreated into like the the base beneath like the freaking Mount Rushmore,
Mhm.
and they just kind of loaded up. Like Gwen was loading up her magic, Max was getting some neat plumber tech, and Ben just kind of turned into freaking eye guy, and that was it. There was no build up. There was no like little arc dedicated to him. He didn't have his episode. He just appeared,
Yep. He
and
IP'd.
back in the yeah he appeared. He only had eye lasers. I don't know if he did any of his elemental effects. Maybe he did, but in the original series, he just shot lasers from his eyeballs, and that was it.
I mean, it's
Uh,
obvious he got more love in Omniverse for sure.
yeah, he was
uh,
actually voiced by the same voice actor as Grandpa Max in Omniverse, so
mhm.
I imagine he had quite a bit of fun actually just, letting loose and being an alien instead of like, and Grandpa Max still has his moments though.
Don't you mean Uncle Max?
Yeah, man.
Sorry. Oh my gosh, I had to do that.
That was a big blunder.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for giving me that.
The sad
I
thing
was gonna
is
say
I didn't
say a
even
word, but
I, I didn't even notice that you did that, and then you
no, I
you
called myself out, dude. I
yes
had to. There was no
you
way I was gonna let that slide.
you left the comment, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
Go back in time and pull a Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh,
Although
but
that probably wouldn't be good for the podcast, just hearing a gunshot ring off in the
oh
room,
gosh,
and
yeah.
then me going
To be
dead
a
quiet.
little concerning.
Be like, the guy in the basement got out. This is not good.
Yeah, I probably shouldn't say anything just to keep the timeline somewhat secure.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Don't even think it. Let's just move on. So I guy.
Surprisingly durable. Uh, very good penchant for eye puns,
Oh my
and
gosh,
his
so bad.
eye lasers can now just shoot elemental effects, so he can freeze things. He can shoot lightning. Pretty sure fire. Like anything within this guy's jurisdiction seems to be fair game, and that is I don't know. Does that make him an airbender or something? Could he shoot
Possibly.
Can he shoot air out of his eyes now? I don't know. He's cool. I love the fact that he has eyes everywhere except for the one place that you think they would be. I don't. Hmm.
Well, there's one thing for certain: you can't sneak up on this guy.
No, impossible. Well, I guess like it depends because like going back to like the sick episode, if Guy was shown up a lot earlier, I feel like they would have shown him, and it would have just been like a disgusting like tear-ridden mess.
Yeah.
All of his eyes are blinking at like different like
Yeah,
times. He's just sitting there crying the entire time.
I don't feel so good.
I wonder how much of that what is it that red eye stuff? I wonder how much he would have to use. Like it'd be a lot.
Clear eye?
Clear eye, that's it. Yeah. Sorry. I
Oh
screwed up
my
my own joke.
goodness, that'd be a that'd be quite the bill.
It would. Except for on his face. He don't need it.
Um
Just everywhere else.
yeah.
But
I quite like Eye Guy. My most like remembered thing isn't even actually any of the show. So back on Cartoon Network when they had their website, right? There was a
Mhm.
side scroller where you could play as 3 aliens. You could play as Forearms, Blitzwolfer, and Eye Guy. And I'm pretty sure I feel like Eye Guy always has elemental powers, because I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that in that game he could, like, his special move is he would shoot an eye beam and it would freeze people and they'd be like frozen with, like chunks of ice. Um and then I also remember when I had the DVD of the first Ben 10 movie, like the first animated one, I think. It's like where the Omnitrix was like going into like nuclear mode or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember in the options, you could play the entire movie, but there are 3 different beginnings, one with Eye Guy, one with Heat Blast, and one with Accelerate. And they all played out differently, but they still all ended up like after the fight, it all
Same
just went
result.
straight into the
Yeah.
into the actual rest of the movie. So that's what I remember most of Eye Guy. He's cool. He's cool. I don't I don't remember a whole lot about him aside from his absolutely killer design and
I love his design.
just the game and stuff. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, I like him.
He showed up quite a bit in Omniverse. I know,
Oh, a
like,
lot.
he fought. Well, that's the thing. He fought some villains, but like he was quickly like unused because like he let off a couple initial blasts, saw that it didn't work, and then he kind of just changed back.
Mm-hmm.
That's not to say he like uh did it all the time. He still, when he could just use Eye Guy in a fight, he didn't just go off of him. He did. I don't know why, but if you remember the freaking Alien X episode where like they tried him, like they had a whole court session because Celestial Sapiens did not like Ben
Mm-hmm. Yep.
recreating the universe,
Yep. I remember that.
and then like it was a trial by combat between Ben and I forgot what the Alien X's name was, but I think it was like a gladiator of sorts,
Right.
and he used Eye Guy against. Don't know why, but he did. And to give credit where it's due, he took 2 punches. So I mean, it's already quite impressive. Granted, I don't know if the gladiator was straight up trying to kill him or not, but
Well, I feel like that he was unlimited to what he could do to Ben because, he was trying to beat him, so
uh,
why not be as strong as possible?
he also tussled with Ultimate Humongosaur. I think that was the episode where Albedo got the Ultimatrix back,
Mm-hmm.
and he like, I think he fought Ultimate Humongosaur, and then Albedo just turned into Ultimate Echo Echo and kind of shot him with like a bunch of sound discs, and he
Yeah.
just kind of changed back.
Well, I really like him. His puns are over the top. Like it's felt like that they wanted like he was used more just for the puns. To be honest, I mean, he had his use. Don't get me wrong. He is really, really good. But his puns are the thing that really gets you because he would change anything to make it to where it was an eye pun, you know. So I'm just saying.
I I do like that he can just like his chest is like bare, but then he can just open up his eye on his chest and just like unleash a massive beam. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that is pretty cool. All right, so now that we've given about 14 minutes to this guy, well, a little less than 14. It takes a little longer now to read off everything. It gets longer every time. But anyways,
Hmm.
like obviously gets longer. But all right, so let's start with Grim. Grim, where would you place him?
I mean, I like him, but he's not really anything special to me. Um,
Do you think you would? Because dude has control over a lot of elements.
yeah,
I don't know. He's never mind. I was just trying to make an
like
eye
he's
pun.
uh, um, I feel like I don't I don't know if I think I like him a little more than Amphibian, but I don't think I can put him past Chromastone.
I was thinking B as well, but I was actually thinking bottom of the barrel in B.
Really?
Yeah. Um, because I like him too. But
Mm-hmm.
as Arson's pointed out, look, he didn't have much impact as an original alien. He really didn't have much of an impact, right? I mean, let's be
Barely
real,
had time to.
right? And then you see him later on in Omniverse, and they made up for time for that with all the freaking puns. There's so many, like so many. But anyways, they made up with that. But even then, like Arson said, that he was used as a mid alien. Like most of the time, he would end up getting changed back out and put into somebody else. So I think,
I really appreciate as well in Omniverse that they showed us what it looked like to what he sees. It's like
oh yeah,
multiple like multiple angles.
it's
I
pretty
believe they
cool.
also showed him like blinking, which is pretty cool. I
Yeah,
love that. I love that little perspective that they gave him.
I do love his
Mm-hmm.
design. I think his design's really good. I love that he has eyes everywhere except for where you're supposed to have them. Like that's the funny, you know. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah,
He
so
really looks like a fantasy monster instead of an alien.
yeah, he does. That's why I was like, we should put him with the other ones. But you know, anyways, we'll talk about that next episode. But yeah, I can't give you much more than bottom of the barrel of B. So I gave him B at least. I think that he's deserving of a B.
Yeah, I would put him at the bottom of the barrel.
All right. So you got him behind Chromastone and we got him at the bottom. So that clearly puts
Yeah,
him at the bottom.
he's at the bottom.
Yeah. So all right.
That's fine. And
I would have put him in C, but dude, I'm really tired of putting things there.
We had so many go to see last episode.
Yeah,
Gosh.
yeah,
I wonder why.
C almost doubled. Like uh but all right, well, with that, who be our next alien?
Oh, what was his name? Splixian? The original cloner. Ditto.
Ditto. Oh, sorry, wrong Ditto.
Hmm.
All right. So let's start off with Grim on this one. Talk to me about Ditto. I don't like him. I'm just kidding. I'm waiting for you to say it.
Ditto. Honestly, he's one of my favorite aliens in
Oh,
the OG
okay.
franchise. In
Okay.
the OG series, he's one of my favorites. Like that, I forget the episode, but the one where Ben turns into Ditto when they're at the beach, and then like they got all sorts of funny little gimmicks and stuff where the Ditto kicks the rock and then all the others feel it. That was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, a weakness that they took away eventually.
Yeah. Which I mean makes sense, but I don't know. I think it made him more interesting. I adore his design. I think Ditto's design is honestly one of the best in the franchise because like he doesn't like his power is just duplication, but like if you could I feel like you could give him almost any other power and this design would still work.
Yeah.
Like it's just that good of a design. I also like that he was playing basketball with himself. Um, but
Was
yeah,
it
I just
basketball or
really
was it volleyball?
I thought it was basketball.
Pretty sure it was volleyball. They were at the
Oh,
beach after all.
I mean,
I know there
yeah,
are
yeah, sure.
basketball courts like near beaches, but I don't think it was that close.
It actually was volleyball that I remember.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I still get the point.
Yeah, yeah. But I love Ditto. He's uh, sorry to bring up sore subject. I think he's way better than Echo Echo.
You
Like,
did that on
I don't.
purpose.
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Like, I don't care that he doesn't have cooler powers than Echo Echo. Like, Echo Echo is better. Just change the fact that Ditto is way cooler. Um, but yeah, I just love or not Echo Echo. I love Ditto, dude. Like,
You
he's
heard it. You heard
one
it.
of. All right, calm down.
That's 2
He's one
episodes
of
in a
my
row.
favorite OG. He's one of my favorite OG aliens.
Yeah, and when he's
Um,
talking design, he means the original design, not the
I
Weasley adorable look that he has in Omniverse.
Yeah.
I don't think that design is bad.
I don't
I
hate that
don't like
design.
it for Ditto. I don't like it for Ditto, but I don't think the design's bad.
So
I don't.
I
I
love
think
it.
it's. I don't like that they took away the rubbery texture that he
Look.
had.
Yeah. I
Eh.
I think it was funny, like, because whenever he'd get separated from one of his clones, like he couldn't pull himself back out of the Omnitrix. Like if it's
Hmm.
they'd have to all be all together to be able to like get back together.
That
And
was remedied in Omniverse, kind of.
I know, but still,
The gimmick was still there.
yeah. But I was just thought that was funny because he was stuck as Ditto because he was separated from them, and until they came back together. So I thought that was pretty interesting the way they did that. But I like him. I mean, I have no qualms with him. I just think he's a as Grim would say, a solid alien.
Mhm.
His design is great. His original design is so much better. But the newer design's not bad, but it's to me it doesn't have that Ditto feel.
I know
So
one other time that, because like usually with a lot of the aliens, they're like a one and done type of thing. Like the original Transsil aliens. I know
mhm.
some of them only appeared once, but with Ditto, he did appear one other time, and I believe it was
The wrestling episode.
yeah, the wrestling episode.
I
That was like a
love
good
that
one.
episode.
It was
Mhm.
very pleasant seeing him back. Like it was at that point where I thought, oh, so he could be like a reoccurring alien. Never happened until Omniverse.
Yeah, I mean he was very scarce throughout the series.
Mhm.
And then when they did bring him back, they changed the design, which I hate that
I'm
when
just amazed. I'm amazed they brought him back like at all. Which
yeah.
is like, I
Yeah,
mean, you already had Echo Echo, but like they brought Ditto
that's
back.
true. Yeah.
And I'm just gonna go ahead and say it now. He's low B C tier to me. Like I think he's great. Don't get me wrong, but he is so underutilized, and he does have some good moments. He really does, but I don't think he's that high of a tier for me. What do you guys?
I I can somewhat agree with that cuz like but I do think that because he I don't want to say he's so memorable, but because he's got scenes that like you can look back on a lot more fondly than aliens that have around the same, appearance as him
Mm-hmm.
or like the same amount of appearance as him, but like just don't nearly or aren't as memorable, right? I feel like that gives him a lot more credence and
Yeah,
stuff. So, but I think low B is good, but I can't put him in C tier. I love him too much.
I just don't see him, like I said, low B or
Mhm.
mid to high C. Like that's as low as I go, and that's as high as I go. Um,
Mhm.
for me, I'd probably put him behind Jet Ray. For me, but that's I don't know. I think that's probably where I will put him. Like behind Jet Ray is where I think. All right, so uh, where do you say in B, Grim?
Honestly, I want to say above gut rot.
Really that high?
Yeah.
Above Chroma
Yeah.
Stone?
Honestly, yeah. I like him that much, dude. I just anytime he shows up, I like him a lot. He's probably my favorite gag alien.
Mm-hmm. I mean, fair enough.
Above Wakatra? No.
Below Ultimate Wild Mutt. No. All right. So, what say you, Arson?
um,
I'm not gonna take that Walkatrot thing serious. So,
I don't.
Mhm.
I don't dislike him at all. He's fantastic alien. If this list were a bit different, I'd definitely have him in B. But considering that his other
Go ahead.
duplication brother is
Yep.
right there,
mm-hmm.
I'm going to have to say he goes above Ball Weevil.
Really?
Wow, that
Now
high
look,
in B?
now look, they're both the same. But when it comes to power sets, yes, Echo Echo is superior in every way. But still, this is the original duplication alien. And I'm amazed they brought him back at all. I honestly thought we would never see Ditto ever again. And the fact that he did come back was just like a pleasant surprise all in itself. I love this guy. He's got a great personality, his gimmick was cool, and although they took a lot of that away in Omniverse, I mean it was still it was still great to see him all the same. And they gave him his own Predator, which was the replacement that Kuiper got since, Kevin adopted his dog. Uh he's got charm. And honestly, I want to see a duplication alien at least up there. I know Echo Echo would give him his blessing.
Well, he's gonna drop because of my placement, but it still lands him in B. I'm just trying to figure out where. Let's see, above Ball Weevil. You got him above. What's his face?
Gut rot. Yeah.
Gut Rot, and I've got him behind Jet Ray. I would think that would put him behind Chroma Stone. Would that be about right? I'm trying to think.
I was thinking either behind or in front of Chroma Stone. Either one really works.
Let's see, because it's 10 placements from mine to Arson's, and I got to take into account 5 spots, and then yeah, you know what? I'll agree to that. So right above Chroma Stone. So he didn't make it to your position completely, Graham, but he got close.
He did. He did.
He did. All right, so our favorite duplication alien, got into B. You
Ditto.
know? Ditto. Oh, sorry, wrong one again. All right. Sorry. The other day I just watched I watched Detective Pikachu again. And of course, it had the Ditto in there. So, but anywho, we move on. All right, so who's next up on the chopping block?
Quite literally. Fast Track. And I already don't have a lot of good to say.
I'm not a big fan of him, to be honest. But all right, well, go ahead and say you're good and bad and the ugly.
He loses.
A lot.
That's it. He
Yeah.
loses.
Did he ever
I don't
win?
think I've ever seen this guy pull a win except for on Kevin, and that was when they were training. Fast
Oh, yeah.
Track is a poor imitation of Accelerate.
A very poor imitation.
You already have Jet Ray, which is basically debatably faster. Is faster.
Mm-hmm.
You just needed a ground guy, and you honestly just wanted. This is literally another Ultimate Wild Mutt situation where he was just made for toys.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't even graced to even come back to Omniverse.
He shouldn't even had a toy.
Now, granted, his Omniverse design it looked pretty spiffy. Like, I know the picture we're using is one, but like I know there was one where he had shades, kind of like bullfrags. That was pretty cool.
I mean,
I
shades always
know
makes it better.
there were some propositions to adjust his power set a bit, but that's mostly the fans. Nothing was ever said in the show. So by all accounts, he literally just would have been a lesser accelerate in terms of speed, flair, design. Like, he just would have been there. That's literally all. That's all he is.
Yep.
He's. I don't know.
But he didn't bring much flair. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. He does. I'm not a big fan of him at all.
He was granted a unique transformation.
Yeah.
He didn't get the basic heartbeats. You actually saw him turn into fast track, which I guess was neat.
Yeah.
One of the most standout transformations I think I've seen. But like, I think this might be it, man. I think we're finally on that fated day where we might have an alien that goes behind Ultimate Wild Mutt for me. Because the only thing worse than showing up once and then just that's it, you have no purpose, is seeming to have a purpose but doing nothing with it at all.
Mm-hmm. All right. So before we go too far, let's hear what Grim has to
We
say.
haven't gone far enough.
I know, but let's hear what Grim has to say on Fast Track.
I'm gonna send a picture to the podcast text. This is how I feel about Fast Track.
Oh gosh. What the freak? Holy cow.
So
You gotta explain that.
No, just put that.
Okay.
Just put that in the thumbnail alongside the other aliens. People won't notice.
So what I'm going to do, because this is so funny, I'm going to put that in the YouTube version just so you guys can see this this pic. It'll be right around this time. You'll see it right now for a split second. It won't be up there long. But that's freaking hilarious. Holy crap.
How does that look worse than the Metal Sonic?
Holy crap. That's
okay, well,
disturbing in so many ways.
Okay, obviously that's someone trying to make a custom Fast Track out of a toy, but like I'm not pulling any punches. He sucks. He's a horrible design. He's just a worse accelerate. He sucks, dude. You're right, Assassin. This might be an alien that I genuinely think is worse than Ultimate Wild.
Wow.
Maybe. And that's a pretty low bar. And I feel bad because I don't think having another speedster alien is a problem. But look at him. He is literally just trying to be Accelerate 2.0. That's all he's trying to be.
Yeah.
They literally got him down to the color scheme.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Black and blue. Like, it doesn't help that they tried to make him look fast in the show, but he was so slow.
Yeah.
The more I look at that.
All right, so in my judgment on him, like I don't even have to say anything else because you guys already said everything. I just don't like him. Never have. And I think I agree with Arson where he belongs. So I like he's gonna dethrone the bottom of the barrel for me. So
no, that's fair. And again, like I said, I kind of agree. I still think Ultimate Wildmutt is worse because he tarnishes the same species of alien, whereas Fast Track just tries to improve on an alien that was borderline perfection, and he just is worse.
So much worse.
But yeah,
So
And
yeah,
again,
okay.
it sucks because I think the whole cheetah style design could be interesting. Like, having another speedster is fine, but they're just trying to copy Accelerate. That's
Right.
all they're doing.
Yep. And on that note, we've got a new bottom of the D. We like Mr. Irrelevant basically so far. And to be honest, as late as we are in this game, I don't think he's going to be topped. It could happen, but you guys got to remember, we have after this 2 episodes left. I'm going to be a big part of the next episode, but the last episode, I know nothing about those aliens. So it's
polish up on your knowledge.
No, not at all. I told you guys from the beginning you guys would be carrying that episode, except for one.
Every time the tier list pops up in the next YouTube video, this picture has to be what you use for fast track.
Oh my gosh, that's the picture I'm going to use to like showcase the episode. Instead of the cover art, just that.
Why is his eyes so much bigger?
At least Fast Track gets his 50 seconds of fame.
Mm-hmm.
It's a bloody shame, dude, because this is usually where I'd say, I could see the opportunity. I don't see anything.
Yeah.
This guy has nothing. And it sucks, because, again, there are some qualities there, but it's never built on. They never even decided to bring him back for Omniverse to, like, showcase, like, a unique scene with him. He died.
Yeah.
Died and forgotten.
Yep.
It's a shame, because, again, like, with every alien in the Omnitrix, it's supposed to be, like, an experience for Ben. And with this, it's just like, I don't even entirely see this as an alien species. It's just like a guy in a costume who runs fast. And
yeah.
That's it.
I just don't. Yeah.
Alright, let's just move on.
Much like I was gonna say, much like him, we're just gonna move on from him and go on to a very fast spinning turtle.
Oh, my favorite of the Andromeda 5. Big Turtle.
Big Turtle.
Terra Spin.
He holds a lot of prominence, especially in Omniverse.
Big Turtle.
Big Turtle.
He's just a big turtle, and I love him.
I love his spinning factor. Like, it's great.
I love his voice.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bit of whiplash going from, like, the almost kind of deep Terra Spin to just, like, the more nerdy, like, oh gosh, in Omniverse.
It was funny, though. I mean, it was, but...
Okay, it was more to just give the aliens more personality, but
right.
I feel like the stoic, calm, like, voice for Terra Spin was good enough, but...
yeah.
It was fun. I love Terra Spin. He's so basic, but I love him so much. Like, it's turning into a giant fan blade. That's the idea they came up with this guy. But they did it so well. It's just like he blows air extremely hard, and he could blow it so much that he could literally turn himself into like a mini helicopter and just fly around. He's also completely immune to magic.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
His species is immune to magic. And that is one of the biggest things I love about him. To just completely negate one of the things I hate the most when going up against games. Magic.
I mean, it doesn't hurt that he's such a boss, he's tanky as can be,
Oh, he's got the durability.
He does.
Durability, and he doesn't slack when it comes to smacking people around.
And he's used quite a lot. It's like in Omniverse, he's used a lot for sure. That I remember at least. But yeah, I really do like him. I like his design. His design didn't change much from, or did it? Did it change at all from?
Nope.
I don't think so. I was gonna say,
Basically the same.
yeah,
No big redesigns. They didn't make his head look fatter.
yeah.
It's literally the same design.
Didn't need to though. I mean, to be fair, on some of you didn't need to, anyways. But
You
like,
can't change perfection.
I always wish that he had like what is it, like one of the predators, and it was just a big rabbit.
Oh, that'd be funny.
Right. But yeah, man. I really like him. He's been utilized enough, and he has been part of some pretty big wins to my recollection, hasn't he?
I think I don't quite remember. All I do know is that that one fight that he had with Albedo, where he tried to suck in the ultimate the Ultimatrix like little gem that he
Mm-hmm.
needed to activate it. So Albedo like threw a pipe into like one of the holes of him, and he's like, "Oh, that don't feel good."
Yep.
I
All
don't know.
right,
I'm,
so
I'm gonna have to. I'm gonna have to do some recollecting, but like, yeah, Grim can go ahead and talk about him while I try and remember,
yeah, Grim, go for it.
or maybe I'll just like look up something. I don't know. Just get a refresher.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I do like Terraspin, but I will say he's my least favorite of the Andromedas. Only because the others are so stacked. I think he's a great alien. I think it's really cool that he's immune to magic. Um,
I think it's because that he's so basic that I love him a lot more than the others.
and that makes total sense. That does, because I mean, look at back in the first episode. Look at how why I said I loved Wild Mutt so much, because he was just super simple. But like Terraspin, I like him. He's like his design makes me laugh because he's very goofy looking, but he's still really effective. And I think I love that when it comes to aliens, when they look, I mean, he he looks like a goober, but like he's still a really useful alien. Um Yeah, I like him. He's a really solid alien. I like him a lot.
Well,
No, yeah, there's this one scene I'm looking at where like they were on the trash island, and he's just smacking these mutant seagulls away. I think that was pretty good. He was also used again, like back in when I said like that whole nanomech spiel when he was fighting against Gwen. Yeah, Terraspin was also used there against Gwen. Uh, Granted, he couldn't keep the. I don't know what happened, but he couldn't keep it up. It's the freaking the blow. But yeah, from what I'm seeing, a lot of times when he was used, he did win a lot of his fights. He's like again, the power of just blowing people back is excessively good.
yeah. Um. All right, so where to place him? Let's start with Grim.
um,
I
yeah, Grim.
I like him a lot. I really do. Hmm. 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 I
I,
I
I,
don't like him more than Amphibian, but I think he should go ahead of Spider Monkey because with with how good and simple his design is, I think that he should be forever buddies with Wild Mutt because they are both really good at just being super simple.
see, I disagree with you. I think he should be an A.
Really?
Yeah. I like him that much.
All
Yeah, that's
right,
fair.
he can't only just blow things; he can also suck things in. Right. How could I forget that? I'm stupid.
So for me, I think he should go behind Goop. That's where I think an A.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I
You
don't think
really ranked him that high?
I am. I like him. I really do like him. So he's
I mean,
got.
I love him. I love him too, but I'd also have to say he's like I wouldn't say he's behind Wild Mutt. I'd say he's above Wild Mutt. Like he's my favorite of the Andromeda 5, but gotta know when the competition is basically stacked against you.
Yeah,
Because I like a lot of the alien. Heck, I like Shock Squatch a bit more than I do like Terraspin. Like,
I do like shock. Well, you know how I feel about
and
Shock
then
Squatch.
that's again because Shock Squatch does have his moments as well. Not to say Terraspin doesn't, because like from what I remember and what like I've seen a little bit, some clips, like he does the job.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe you brought that up. Now I feel like I can't put him above Shock Squatch. Tag blame you.
Oh well, it's kind of taking everything into consideration. That's kind of
Yeah.
why. Again, I
Uh
I love Terraspin, my favorite, absolute favorite. I love him a lot, but like compared to like every other alien so far, I'd say I definitely agree with Grim in that he deserves to be with his buddy.
all right, so either way I go here, because I figured if I put him behind Shock Squatch and you both choose behind Wild Mutt, he's still gonna be behind Wild Mutt.
No, Assassin said in front of Wild Mutt.
Oh, he did.
Yeah. And I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that. I think they should just be together. It doesn't matter who's ahead.
All right. Yeah. Until the Shock Squatch thing came up, I was like A tier. Now I'm like, oh yeah. Then you did mention a few things, so it's like, all right, well,
I just love so much about him still. Like when he flies, like all you can see is like his head.
last episode was the C tier episode. This is the B tier episode because we have put every alien so far in B.
The B team.
The B team. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, sorry, that's the A team. Anyways, we're gonna move on, and who's our next up?
Clockwork.
It's
Oh,
Clockwork.
so cool.
All right, I'm just
Very,
gonna
very
tell you right
overpowered.
now, he is freaking awesome, and he belongs in S tier. I'm just gonna say that. I don't care what y'all say.
I'm gonna
Like,
stop you right there.
like I
Oh
just,
yeah, he's good. He's good. He's not
dude.
that good.
Oh, come on, he could go back in time. Like seriously.
I know he has like so many feats. It's like ridiculous. Like he reversed the Chrono Sapien time bomb
Yep.
from racing all of the Bens and Gwen. He is really fast,
Mm-hmm.
like deceptively fast.
Well,
But
it's
that's
because
because
he
he can
could
stop
stop
time.
time. Yeah. You'd
And
be
this was
fast too
this
if you
was
could just freeze
only
it.
this was only shown with Maltruant
Yeah.
because he is like the the final antagonist of the series,
Right.
voiced by the legendary Mark Hamill, of course,
Yep.
because we would not settle for less. Um, like he could move so fast that like he left after images, and Ben didn't know which one to hit.
He makes accelerate look slow.
Well, when you can control time, speed is kind
Yep.
of irrelevant.
Right. Exactly.
A little bit.
But the
Yep,
dude
a
is so
big
OP.
boo. Okay, he goes above acceleration.
I don't know about that. But to me, I like S tier
It's
is
not
where
to
he
say he
belongs.
doesn't have his terrible moments either. I remember in like one of the earlier episodes in Ultimate Alien with him was he got stabbed with like a pipe or something, and that was enough to just knock him out completely,
So
which
he
was
so he has an Achilles heel, okay? So
was not was not a good look, man.
an Achilles pipe.
I think they've since upped his you know
Tolerance. Yeah.
yeah, and everything about that since then, because I mean that was a little embarrassing.
Yeah.
Uh But I really like this guy a lot. Like his accent, his power set. Obviously, come on, controlling time. Like the mechanical aliens are always the most fascinating to me.
Yeah.
Like in terms of this guy, he's like, just, I
Look,
want to see their homeworld, man.
yeah, exactly. And it's talked about, but it's never, like they talk about it a little bit in Omniverse, especially with Maltruant and everything. But I love how they go on the search for all Maltruant's parts and stuff like that to make him work properly. And I'm sorry. Look, I like him so much. I think he's above upgrade for me.
I
Not
mean,
not above
him
XLR8,
and
but
him and Ben 23 did combine with they had that whole little thing.
mm-hmm.
I don't know if it worked. It probably didn't, or did it? I don't know. I don't think it did. But it does show that upgrade is compatible with Clockwork and his species.
Right. And they're buddy buddy, right? So they should be next to each other. That's your guys' thought pattern.
Yeah.
But anyways, all right. So I've stated what I said, and Arson is kind of stated, but not giving too much away. Grim, what do you feel about him?
I like him. I'm a big sucker for robots and stuff, and I mean, let's be honest, he's a robot, but he's a clock robot.
Yeah.
Um, he he's cool. I like him a lot. I love the accent. Um, he's goofy, but
Yeah.
he can really clutch up when he needs to.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I love when he
Oh, yeah.
does something time related. He twists like the key
The
on top of
the
his head.
Mhm.
dial on his head.
Yep.
I also love his freaking kid design because like the design we're all used to is like monotone, straight face. The kid version has like a little smile. He looks so happy.
Yep. He's just happy to be here, man.
Yeah,
And
I forgot about the kid
I
version.
do love Clockwork because he does tie in with Eon and Professor Paradox, which Professor Paradox is one of my favorite characters in the whole show.
He's so awesome. I love him.
He's so cool.
Yeah, he is.
So cool.
When I first saw him, I did not think he was going to have that much impact on the show.
Little
But
did you know he had all of the impact on
yeah,
the show.
he had all the impact. You're not wrong.
And when he
like-
showed up, things were gonna get bad.
Yep. Yep.
I like
Benjamin.
his lab coat design a lot more. Not to say that his freaking I don't know what to call it. His more freaking he kind of looked like a British guardsman
Yeah.
kind of
Mhm.
that suit that he had on, but like it was all right. I like that, but not nearly as much as his scientist look. I think that was perfect, like the whole Doctor Who vibe.
Yeah. All right,
But
so
going back to Clockwork, I'd say he is above Forearms, dethroning him.
oh man, that's no.
Oh, but you wanted him in S tier, so either which way, he would have been above Forearms regardless.
I know, but it's different when he's in the same tier. You know that. Come on.
Oh, boo-hoo. It's time for the A-team. Let's go. Come on, Grim, back me up.
So I'm looking at some more pictures of him, and I think I think I found a picture of what you were talking about because it's Clockwork, but he's getting clocked in the head with a pipe wrench.
Yeah, and then he fizzled out, man. He
Like,
started sparking. I was like, "What are you doing? What?"
Let me see that picture. I need to see it.
yeah,
That was
yeah. Hold on,
awful, man. I think
Like-
it was
like,
by a chick too. Like
It's just a freeze frame of him getting clockworked in the noggin by a pipe wrench.
I'm getting
it was
clockworked.
it was so shameful. That was so terrible, man.
Oh my gosh. Oh yeah. Look at his face.
But
right.
yeah, no, I like him. Hold on.
Oh no, that's Omniverse. That is not. Or is it?
Oh,
I don't know.
I think that is Omniverse, but I didn't know that you were talking about a different instance.
No, there was a different instance. Like it was like an episode where Ben was like tracking down a girl who was also like kind of supposedly kidnapped by a I forgot was it kangaroo? I forgot kangaroo or Captain I forgot what their names were, dude. They're jobbers.
Freaking Captain Nemesis. Gosh.
But yeah, he tracked him down, and like I think the girl developed Stockholm syndrome, and then like when Ben was like going to corner the guy with clockwork, she like came up behind him and stuck a pipe, I think in his arm blade or something, or in his shoulder blade, and it fizzled him out, man. Like he
It
got
messed up
hurt
his
really.
gears.
Yeah, he got hurt really badly, and he passed out because of it. I think it broke his arm.
Oh, jeez.
Like that was like, ooh, that's terrible.
I don't. You're not gonna be happy, Assassin, because I don't think I can agree with you. Because looking at A tier, I know for a fact I can't put him above Armadillo, dude. He's my favorite. Like just he's my favorite strong guy and my favorite yellow dude.
I'm not
But
shooting blind. I'm just saying what I feel because he also has major story relevance.
he
And without
does.
him, you'd never
But
see Armadillo again.
That's
you can't
not
do
that's
that.
not
That's not
wrong.
fair.
Actually, you'd never see any alien
Okay,
again.
same. Yeah, I was gonna say same thing with forearms. Then, and in that case, we should just put him above Diamond Head. But
Killed Comic X-Man. He was wiped out, but he
I
brought
like
him
him.
back.
All
I
right,
like
so
him a
Put 'em all
lot.
back.
But
so where do you place him, Grim? 3, 2,
mm,
1, go.
I can't put him above Ripjaw. It would have to be next to the upchucks.
Wow, that low.
Okay, well now I feel bad. I like him, I really do, but I just can't put him above Ripjaw for me,
Clockwork
man.
may have had a poor start, but he was the ultimate clutch master when it came to it. They just don't understand.
All right, so with yours above Ripjaw, I mean below Ripjaw, yours top of A and mine above Upgrade. Man, we're looking. This is going to be a close one. Let me see. There's 1, 2, 3,
Let me calculate the
12.
point.
The way it's looking, it's because he's pretty. Between you and Arson, you are 4. Well, 1, 2, 5. In between you guys. In between Arson and I, there's 7. So I would. He's going S, guys. I feel it. I feel like that he would be right here.
I came looking for copper and I found gold. Gold.
Would that be right? I'm looking. Hold on. Yeah. So he would go.
It's okay. You just don't want to admit that he would go above 4 arms.
Yeah, but I mean, he's still S tier, but he's almost the bottom of the barrel of S tier. So that's pretty much. I think I'm trying to make sure.
Bottom of S, but above energy.
NRG, yeah. I mean that's from calculating positioning wise. That's about where he would go. If Grim would have went lower, he would have probably been where you placed him, Arson. So
I should have said in between the Merc and the Perk. That's what I should have said.
Well, he would have been probably bottom of S tier then. But
Yeah.
I still think it'd be funny if we put someone in between them, but I don't see how you can. All right, so there you go. Like almost right above NRG in S tier. So that's that. We got 2 left, guys. Which one do you want to do first, Arson? I guess if we're doing them in order.
Still doing them in order, yeah. We're the beetle.
All right, so I'll just tell you now. I'm indifferent.
What do you mean, man? He eats stuff.
Well,
He
yeah,
shoots
we
lasers.
already have somebody that eats stuff and shoots out stuff.
No. That's not the same though. He's more bigger. He's more durable. He's a beetle.
Just because he's bigger than Upchuck doesn't mean that he.
Now
No.
look, I'm only saving you from the I know the glazing that's going to happen a couple minutes right after, but I'm just telling you right now, Mercs, Perks, and Beetles are not the same.
Well, of course. I know they're
Okay,
not the same.
just because they eat stuff and one can contain a whole galaxy's worth of food in their stomach doesn't mean that the beetle is terrible.
Let me just say this: Mercs and Perks are greater than. If it was a equation in math, greater than the beetle. That's all I'm saying.
Stumped. I rest my case.
Do what?
I rest my case.
But I mean, I'm just kind of indifferent about this guy. Like, really, like, how much use did he actually have?
He showed up in Ultimate Alien Force and basically the final episode. Like he showed up, ate some stuff, and shot laser, and that was it.
Exactly.
Dagon proved to be a little okay. Granted, he was going up basically Cthulhu, but you know, it's the thought that counts.
Well, here I rest my case now.
And then he showed back up in Omniverse with a completely different design.
Yeah. He did actually, yeah. I don't know what they do. Is it just to sell toys that they just redesign? Say, hey, let's redesign and repurpose this guy.
I don't know, but I loved when he ripped off Kevin's bumper and started eating it.
Oh yeah,
Just eat the ground. Yeah,
that
this
was
is way more delicious.
that was so funny. Every time Kevin's car would get damaged, it was always funny. Like every time. So I'll give you that, but I want to hear what Grim has to say about him.
He's actually one of my favorite aliens of all time.
Of
The
course he is.
glaze!
Of course he is.
I love Edel, and I think it might be one of like 3 instances where I love both the Omniverse and the original design around the same.
I mean, they're not bad designs, either one.
Yeah, I love them both. I know it might the reason I love him might be because I had a toy of him as a kid and I just thought he was super cool. I'll say I think he's cooler than Upchuck. I really do. But like
loves when his aliens have less restrictions.
I
have
just
more restrictions.
It's just I really don't know how to explain it. I just love Edel. I love his designs. I think his power is good enough. You eat stuff, you shoot a laser. It's just Upchuck, but a different variety.
Thank you.
And I remember I remember one scene in Omniverse, Ultimate Alien, where I think I don't know what the context was, but I just remember he scoops up a chunk of dirt from his backyard, eats it, and he shoots at a ship that's like flying away in space. And I just find it funny because I don't know. I just love him. I just love him.
He would be not Upchuck, but Downchuck.
I said variety, not necessarily downgrade.
To me, he's a downgrade.
I mean, I can see it. I don't
Yeah.
agree with it, but I can see it, like in terms of actual like pure power, I guess. But
you don't think he can fight?
I mean, I didn't say that.
I mean,
but
he can.
I'd say he could definitely throw hands better than Upchuck.
Okay, so how much was he utilized throughout the whole series? Let's go with that.
Is that a trick question? You know, Upchuck's been used more.
No, I'm not comparing him to Upchuck now. I'm talking just him. How much has he been used in the entire series?
Since Ultimate Alien, I think Ultimate Alien, he's had like a total grand appearance of 3 times.
Yeah.
And in Omniverse, I'd say probably more or less than 6.
I'd say less than 6. I'm not 100% sure, um, but he hasn't had that much impact. Like to me, at least. Um, and to be honest, you guys aren't going to like where I want to put him.
Just get
So
out of the way, man.
I think he is a C tier,
Oh,
and I don't know where in C tier. You could choose anywhere in C. I can care less, but I just think he's more of a C tier alien.
oh, just discarding him to the side. I see.
Do you think he's better than Echo Echo?
Well, you said anywhere on C.
No, I
so
know.
Don't get a big head about it. But at the same time, that is unnecessarily cruel.
I'd put him behind Stinkfly, mainly because I like Stinkfly.
I think it's too late now to give Stinkfly any credence, given how we've treated him these past few episodes. Don't even start.
That's true.
Don't
but
start.
I can give him a little love at least.
No, it's way too late now. He probably holds us with great resentment.
He probably does. But all I'm saying is that's where I place him behind Stinkfly. So I hate to tell that to you guys, but I mean, I'm just saying the impact he had on, the Ben 10 universe is not very impactful. He's had some good scenes. I do love when he eats on Kevin's car. I think that's freaking hilarious. He's I mean, like you guys say, he's more of a gag alien, and that's my placement. I can't put him above Jury Rig for my own thought, but
because of that, I'm placing him above Eye Guy.
Really? In B?
Absolutely.
All right, so Grim. I mean, it's one of Grim's favorites, so I'm expecting to be higher.
Yeah, no, I was gonna say I genuinely think he's right behind Armadillo.
Yeah,
that is
no way,
glazing, man. I tried to play mediator, and you pull this out of your rump. Come on now.
I told you guys knew this wouldn't be fair.
Yeah,
you guys knew I'd be biased.
There's no way I could ever put him above Upchuck ever.
I love Terraspin, but you don't see me putting him in A tier.
That's true. He did. He was actually
him a high. I gave Terraspin a higher thing than you did. All right. Look,
because
I'm just going off how much I like the alien. I'm not trying to mediate.
I mean, fair
I'm
enough.
trying to be realistic and fair, man. If it were up to me, Terraspin would be up there at S because I love him that much.
Understandable.
But
That's
I gotta
on you
be
for
the
not
better,
doing that.
Being the bigger man is overrated.
You said behind Armadillo?
I think he would be behind Armadillo.
All right, so and there's a lot in between us.
The mental hoops that you have to jump through.
You know what? To make it a bit easier, I'll say this: above Shock Squatch, behind Ultimate Cannonbolt.
Oh no! You already chose. You can't do that. You've already changed it. You already changed it.
All right.
I think he would go right about here. So right in front of blocks. I think that's about where he would go, which sucks because I do not have I just don't care for this one. Like he's okay. He's a little bit of comedic relief, and he's got really good designs, I will say, but I don't know. At least he didn't go above the Upchucks. So
there was a timeline where that would have happened.
Oh gosh.
Unless there's a timeline where Upchuck actually sucked in the show. So
yeah.
Upchuck would eat him. I'm sorry.
I don't think that's possible.
He would eat Upchuck from the inside out, though.
I mean, like, I think I'd give Upchuck, like, he'd eat one of his arms, but that's like about it. He kind of just like look at the little waddling figure trying to devour his arm and just kind of
punt him.
But his species eats planets. I'm just saying, anything on the planet they eat. So,
Granted, that planet was made out of food.
well, to
I don't
them,
think that
all
was a
planets
very.
are made out of food.
I think that was a very durable planet. I mean, yeah. I mean, if this were like, Invincible or The Boys, I could definitely see Upchuck tearing that arm off and eating it. But we're not going by those rules.
The fact that they burp to their next location is the best. I'm just saying. Just saying. Anyways, we're getting off track. We've got one more left, and our last one is who?
Atomics! Such a cool alien. I love his voice already. I'm just gonna tell you off the bat right now. I love his freaking classy superhero voice. Like,
Yeah.
yes.
Meanwhile, at the Hall of Justice.
Yeah, he's literally like he's already. I mean, just like he was name dropped back in the original series,
Mm-hmm.
but he was never shown up until Omniverse, where he made his appearance and absolutely annihilated Albedo.
And that's a long time to wait, too.
That was a long wait for a
was...
name drop. I know it was I don't even know if like they already had an idea for Atomics or like if they had like some concept art or like any ideas were thrown, but like I imagine that Atomics was probably a very different alien compared to what he is now. And still even then, I feel like the name Atomics should have already given away that this was going to be one of the heaviest hitters we've seen.
Yeah, and he
And
absolutely is.
he would have been, yeah, he would have been if like in the original series, but then like Alien X came along and a bunch of aliens after that, which
Yeah.
I mean, but Atomics is definitely one of Ben's heaviest hitters.
I think Atomics would give Alien X a run, maybe for a second. But
maybe if like a punch came out of nowhere, sure,
yeah.
but if Alien
Yeah.
X sees coming, I don't. That's not.
Yeah. So, but I mean, you got to realize, I really do love this alien. But even though he was talked about, he's not utilized as much. Which
he's literally your generic run of the mill freaking like superhero guy.
Yeah.
But with extreme radiation. Like the dude is basically a reactor.
Yeah. He's awesome. He's freaking awesome.
I think it's been stated that like it from what it looks like his species just builds up so much power that they literally have to expel it. Like they can't hold on to it or else I'm pretty sure they'll explode.
Yeah. Yeah, and so I mean, I'm pretty sure I know where I'd place him. If we're going off of just love for aliens and stuff now, apparently. But let's hear from Grim. Grim, what do you think of Atomics?
I am as neutral as possible. He's fine. I don't really care for him. I can see why people love him. I can see why people dislike him. I am as neutral as possible. You guys can put him wherever you want.
I see this guy doesn't take kindly to aliens who have cone heads.
All right, so putting him wherever we want, right in front of Armadillo.
Okay, that's fine.
I'm kidding. Look,
I mean, again, I wouldn't judge you.
We can't ignore the fact that he is bar none one of Ben's heaviest hitters.
Right, he is, but we also can't ignore the fact that he was never hardly used.
Yeah, that still doesn't change the facts.
Yeah. All right, so if Grim, are you gonna put him anywhere, or are you just gonna like null and void?
This is all you guys.
All right, Arson, where would you place him? And I'm gonna see if I match you with that.
I am under the impression that he is somewhere between S and A, between both NRGs, because I feel like NRG could give Atomics a good run for his money.
100%.
But I feel like Atomics just puts so much output that I feel like Energy eventually just would fall.
All right.
So it's not like to say, because I don't know. Again, he's barely really used, but it's another one of those situations where when you see him, you already know what he's capable of. You know what he does. He's here to just annihilate you.
So with that factor, I kind of agree with you on that. Um, that would put him probably right above Ultimate Humongosaur.
Like
'Cause
one of the
that's-
biggest things is that he was name dropped, and for the longest time we just been kind of waiting on that. Like, who's Atomics? Why is
Yeah.
Atomic? Where is Atomics?
And then you forget. And then you're like,
And then
oh
he
my
shows
gosh!
back up, and he shows back up. He's like, it's Atomics.
It's real.
So
Like Atomics was a bigger myth than Alien X.
Right. So okay, so here's what it's looking like right now, guys. We are going to be placing him, and if Arson agrees to this, then that's where he's going to stay. Between Ultimate Humongosaur and Armadillo. So he'll be right between them.
Yeah, that's good.
I'd say that's a pretty good settling
Yeah,
factor.
again, like in terms of like sheer power, like he really boosts himself up there.
Look, if he
Again,
was utilized more, he'd be probably almost at the top of S. Like, to be honest, like if he was used more than what he was, like just the hype alone.
When he is used though, he's extremely good. Like
Yeah.
he one-shotted Albedo by shouting out "nuclear winner,"
Yeah.
blowing up the entire top half of the building.
His design
And
is
then-
cool. His voice, like you said, is so good.
And then he came. I know he fought against Vilgax when he had the malware armor. He did
Mhm.
fight him there. And one of the other ones I remember is he fought against Vampire, but it was a different name. He did get the sample from him, but like
Mhm.
originally, yeah, the extinct species came back and was going to take over everything again and stop them. And to ensure that he was stopped for good, Atomics conjured basically a mini sun that will just keep going forever.
Yep.
And that would keep him at bay forever.
Yep.
So
that's right. Okay, that's true. Dang, with you saying that.
That alone ensures his placement in A. Like if he didn't do most of that stuff, I could see a lower ranking. Because
Yeah.
sure, he's overpowered,
He's
but
so OP.
like that wouldn't take you far up in the list. But the fact that he conjured up basically a mini sun to keep this guy forever trapped in his own torment was so good.
I forgot
that
about
is-
that. I don't know how I forgot about that, but I did.
Dude, that is insane.
That is
Like, it
insane.
really, we should have seen more of him. Like, I would have loved to see more of his capabilities because that, how much power output do you have to put
Look.
out a sun that goes on forever?
Let me tell you this. If he was utilized more, I would have had no problem putting him above Wrath, to be honest, because he is that good. But like with everything, with the lack of time, he did make his impact when he was
Did he?
used.
Did he say Fissile Whistle once? I feel like I just remembered that he did.
I have no idea, but I hope so.
Fissile Whistle.
We need to get
I
fact
love
checks on those.
He's a great sport. I love him as an alien.
But yeah, so there you go, guys. We got our final alien of this week put in there, and I feel like Grim is actually at least happy because we didn't put him above Armadillo. But I could be wrong.
Armadillo's had more screen
I
time.
mean, I'm
he's done more
perfectly
baller
fine
stuff.
with whatever you would have placed. Because again, I am completely neutral towards him. That
Yeah.
was all you guys. If you guys put him above Armadillo, I would have been like, okay, yeah, no, that's fine. Maybe I should check him out.
Well, I was being completely trying to be like fair and and I agree. But like I said, if he would have had more screen time, he would have been S tier easy.
I
and
also
high
want
S
to.
tier.
I also want to quickly fact check something because I was also looking at some stuff a few days ago. But Spitter did have more than one scene.
Did he really?
It was in the same episode. He fought against Dr. Animo, and it was the same one that in Ben 10,000 did use Buzzshock. It wasn't his kid. It was
Oh.
Spitter that like shot him with the liquid, and then he used Buzz Shock to electrocute him.
This is why
Interesting.
Spitter should have gone in S. No, I'm kidding.
But no, yeah, there you go. Spitter did have more than one scene, so there you go. It wouldn't really have changed his placement on the list, I feel like.
I mean, it was the same
Probably
episode, right?
not.
You said.
Yeah, it was the same episode, but
So, yeah.
he just, yeah, you know.
I mean,
there
he
you
did
go.
have more than one scene, so you got that.
Just wanted to quickly correct that,
I'm glad you did.
and there we go. We're wrapped up.
Yeah, we're wrapped up. This is our longest short ever at 1 hour and 20 minutes. But
Had to make sure it was right.
yeah. But guys, if you have enjoyed this, please give us a follow or whatever. And if you want to know more about us, just click the link in the description, and it'll take you to All Things from the Ashes if it works. So there's a few things I need to change out, which I keep saying that, but I never do. I get busy with stuff. But anyways, I'm going to thank you guys for listening to us. And Grim and Arson, as always, I appreciate you guys. And until next week, look, we got 2 episodes left, and I am going to give you guys a little bit of a spoiler for next week. And this is for real. We're going to be doing the Transylvanian aliens, Transylvanian aliens, or whatever you call them. So that's next week. We will be hitting up all
And
of
then
those.
the week after that will be the real main event.
Yeah, because I'll be sitting out most of it. All right, but on that note, I hope you guys have a good week, and we'll see you soon.
I love that goofy fast track custom dude.